of the Nether Realm, because the cooldown of the Nether Realm is much shorter as compared to IMU. So the same presence is not really there, and therefore there's not really much to counter it head on head. And so that warrants the Faramis ban here in the first phase for the first few matches that we've seen today. And with the Matilda and the Bruno taken out from the board, we do see that GEEK fam have very early secured a Fredrin.
First pick. Something we don't usually see in this meta right now. I mean, with the Guinevere banned out, with the Matilda and the Faramis as well, and the Bruno even, those are the usual first picks we see in the new patch. But for GEEK fam, this is a bit of a positive flashback for them, right? Every single time in MPL Indonesia, if the Fredrin is open, it will be secured. Niall, this is one of his comfort picks in the jungle. But there's also a fun fact about GEEK fam and Fredrin. Luke can play the Fredrin as well. Can be flexed over to the XP. And if we take a look at the win rate, wow, 100% still from day 1 all the way to day 2, with his first time being picked in day 2.
MLBB just continuously shines on this hero, man. Shines that light on that hero, that blessing on this hero.
Right? It's been 4 or like 6 months, I think, even more.
Versatility. I'm waiting on this Esmeralda, honestly. I thought that the Esmeralda would actually pop off. I pop in to the meta that we're currently in right now. We saw it being banned out, I think, once yesterday, and I thought that was kind of a hint as to maybe we're gonna see the Esmeralda in that EXP lane, but so far we haven't seen it. What we're seeing right now is the Boxia and the Valentina being picked up, but GEEK respond with their best. Angela and Terizla.
Angeloyski making its appearance here in day 2 of group stages for MPLi 2023. 75% win rate. We did see you soon utilize the Angela as a mid laner, and that's also something that we have seen multiple times from GEEK fam. Giving the Angela, flexing it over towards a boy in the mid lane, and then picking up something like a Ruby, even a Kaja for Beloyski to get a bit more lockdown and CC.
Quick QQ. Question. Did the Angela mid work? Did See You Soon win that game?
1 win, 1 loss.
With the Angela mid?
Yeah.
Interesting. I thought it wouldn't work.
They were able to win against Team Flash with Angela mid, but then they lost against RSGPH with Angela mid. But it was a close game in game 2 as well against RSGPH.
All right, okay. Because I was curious, because a lot of people have said, a lot of analysts have said that, maybe Angela mid doesn't work anymore. Especially because of the nerf to her first skill. But now we're going to see a 1-1 being picked up. And an Irithel ban coming in from Falcon. So, is Irithel still considered the counter towards the 1-1?
Has to be, man. The best laner against the 1-1 is still the Irithel because of the maneuverability, right? It's all about the movement speed. As a 1-1, you want to get the back weakness point as much as possible in the trades and especially in the team fights. And Irithel, when you pick it up, it's basically almost impossible, right? You have to make a mistake for the 1-1 to be able to get that weakness point in the back, or maybe the 1-1's just like Kelra or something.
I will choose my own.
That does make sense. Arlet here gets taken away from GEEK fam. And what does that leave for Chadera to utilize in the gold lane? Seeing as his signature Irithel has been taken out, you mentioned earlier on as well that it's still a good counter towards the 1-1. Is he left to pick up something like the Beatrix or even a Brody? Against the 1-1 though, would a Claude work better?
The Claude would be a pretty good choice to go for, honestly. Against a 1-1 in the lane, it's not a bully per se, but you are able to scale pretty well into that late game, similar to the 1-1, but it's going to be banned down just as we say it. Probably the last good matchup into that 1-1. Irithel and Claude both banned out now. The Bruno as well taken away by GEEK fam themselves. And it just leaves the Brody, the Beatrix. I would say out of the two, I'll have to say Beatrix over the Brody. Brody kind of struggles in the lane against the 1-1, mainly because of, number 1, the maneuverability, and secondly, the built-in Purify in that second skill, the 1-1, that can remove all the stacks of the Brody.
Your team is picking.
But it seems like they're going to go for it. Like, they're setting up for a Brody.
More with the Uranus?
With the Uranus ban. They struggle against sustainable heroes with a burst type, like Brody.
What else does Chadera play?
Carry. But against a 1-1.
Technically, there's Purify for carry.
Then they'll have to flex the Angela into the mid and maybe pick up another lockdown type hero, a Franco, a Kaja, a BBB special. You know what BBB is?
Big Boy Beloy.
Big Brain Beloy.
Big Brain Beloy. Close enough. Meanwhile, we're still waiting on this next pick coming in from Falcons, the representative from Saudi Arabia.
Time to drop the
And it's
beat
going
of
to
the
be
flash.
a Joy. The Joy has actually been left open up until the second phase. Falcons see it and they're going to utilize that. But the question is, where is this Joy going? We already have a Baxia, and now we have a Joy.
We have a Joy and a Wanwan. Two dash heroes. And GEEK fam have already used up their flex potential.
Paquito
Unless...
mid.
Paquito?
No, Fovius mid.
No, okay. Fovius mid, I agree. That's what I was going to get at as well. They can try to flex it. The carry's picked up. And let's see, the final pick. Will it be a flex into the mid lane? No, it will not. The carry into a 1-1 and a Joy. An immobile gold laner against a super mobile assassin and marksman. Even the far side, this backline for GEEK fam is very, very easy to pick off. And Falcon go for their last pick, a roamer. And it's the Franco for Maro.
So who's going where? Where is Joy going? Is it a Joy jungle, Baxia jungle, XP?
Joy XP. Leo bringing the Baxia into the jungle.
Oh, wow.
It's been
Have
a
we
while.
seen a Joy EXP so far?
Nope, not an MPLi 2023.
So this is the first time.
First time in the XP for Team Falcons. Let's see if they can make it work against GEEK fam.
We were wrong last time.
We were-
All three of us were wrong last time. So with a unanimous vote here for GEEK fam, will it be a curse or a English desk bless?
We'll see in the game. Both these teams have a composition that has solid win conditions, right? But I think for Team Falcons, they have a bit more of an advantage when it comes to ease of execution.
It's tricky, it's challenging, and it's the final hurdle for both of these teams. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome you into the land of dawn for the next match between the Indonesian representative GEEK fam and the Saudi Arabian representative Team Falcons, as they're looking to stay in the tournament, looking to get another point to make it into the playoffs of MPLi 2023.
See, this is the question I've been asking, right? With the change on the Joy, you deal a little bit more damage, but you are very easy to stop now. With any sort of CC, that dash can be stopped. Do you want to utilize the Joy more in the XP instead to bring the Vengeance to give you a bit more survivability? Thing is, when you're up against a bully laner like Terizla, you're going to have to respect that a bit more early game. Meanwhile, Beloy doing a good job at getting Chidera some lane priority already. Very early on against some good matchup against that carry, the 1-1.
That lasted for a minute. Hulk already taken super low. You can even see the disparity in the positions coming in that EXP lane. And I would say that Falcons actually had 1-1 as their winning lane that they could actually utilize as their winning condition. But Beloyski is going to say otherwise. With a Franco 1-1 versus a carry and an Angela, who has the upper hand in a 2v2?
It really depends if the Franco can actually connect on that Iron Hook. Because if he lands just one, it should be enough for the 1-1 to go for an all-in with that Inspire. Meanwhile, if it doesn't connect, Falcons will be in a whole world of trouble. Meanwhile, Niall here, trying to go for an invade, gets chunked to half HP. It is a Fredrin, however. Can go for the regen and then sustain back up as well with that passive.
You can see now that both of these teams are rotating around, opening up vision, looking for the next neutral objective take. Luke has yet to reach that level 4. He should be able to get it maybe after the clear, but meanwhile...
In the mid lane, it's a pick-off. First blood over to Leo. Beloyski. Well, I was like, okay, a boy getting picked off there, quite weird. But then I saw the name, it's Beloyski. Early on, we like to see that happen for Beloy. Is another Iron Hook, though, connecting onto Luke, bringing it back from the penalty zone. Will be used up by Luke to lock Maro down. Even Hulk committing down the Vengeance, going back in with electrifying beats as Luke is now pinned down against two members, but he wins it out and picks up a double kill in the back. Now with Team Falcons and Leo still hovering over the turtle. It's GEEK fam 4v1. Leo should be zoned away from this and he should not be able to contest. GEEK fam, Snile picks up the Appraiser's Wrath and he doesn't use the Retribution for the turtle. He goes straight for the purple buff to invade very early on.
Doesn't look like Leo has much to say about this next engage, seeing as that it's already been actually picked up here by Niall. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. GEEK fam with that play coming in from Luke, that double kill. That was a huge move by GEEK, giving them a 1K gold lead.
A solid start to the first runners-up of MPL Indonesia. Getting a good turtle in, some neutral objective control, and pressure down below in the winning lane. Winning matchup for the team.
How are you feeling about this gold lane right now? Chidera looks like he's actually leading.
Yeah.
That's exactly not what Falcons was perhaps expecting here.
Definitely not what they were expecting for Lotrick in this gold lane. They were expecting the 1-1 to have a bit more pressure, but this is kind of what you can expect when you have an Angela constantly giving you HP, also putting some damage down in the early game. And notice as well, it's an impure rage, so he'll be able to actually dish out quite a bit of damage, but also stay sustainable enough with the mana as long as he hits these skills in that lane. So as long as he stays in that lane for a while, he'll be able to facilitate Chidera's farming very easily.
Do they want to go for this, Niall? Alright, they're just posturing at the moment, but you can even see that Luke actually opted to go for the Radiant Armor here to have more pressure in that 1v1 lane. If the Joy decides to go in for the far lane push, Maro!
A beautiful iron hook from Maro. Blind into the bush, finds Beloyski, the Angela. And that's a free pick off for now. Maro, though, has to be careful. There's a big chunk of damage from Luke, and it seems like both the side laners will be swapping it out very early on in the game. Still with the gold minions, it doesn't matter. Iron Hook connecting as a shield unity was able to facilitate a good hook. The hard guard comes in as well, but the crossbow attack will be popped in with an Inspire. Luke's still able to survive, but now he's going to be translated over to the back line where Niall is able to pop in that Appraiser's Wrath. Not enough damage, however, to connect onto the rest of Team Falcons. And Falcons will just be able to walk out with a solid win. Now walking back in front. Now the back line going to be targeted down. A penalty zone by Goodnight is used up to try to zone GEEK fam away. Meanwhile, Chidera in the bottom lane just goes for the turret, goes for the trade. GEEK fam's Niall versus Leo. The Iron Hook not connecting Niall. Looking for retribution, but look at Hulk jumping in. A boy forced to flicker out. Retry battle with Niall. It's a good bloody hunt by Maro to facilitate a free turtle retry for Leo. And Niall now is forced back. Pops in Appraiser's Wrath defensively, and GEEK fam will choose to disengage.
The Falcons, they're not going down without a fight, and we completely forgot to mention Maro on his signature hero, the Franco. The Franco, the hero that he was so known for back in M4, the hero that put his name in everyone's mind, and there you go.
Maro's clean with it, gets Goodnight, a good kill, but not for now. Beloy's able to sustain very, very well. But they've gone enough pressure for Lotrick to just go for the free hits onto this turret. Heck, Chidera might be in trouble right now as the weakness point should be taken away. Goodnight picks up a kill with a stolen feathered airstrike with an IMU, and Leo zones Chidera and a boy away. Hulk looking for the flank, Chidera dashing into the base, but look at the electrifying beats and the vengeance! Taking Chidera out of the play. Team Falcons gets a massive win down below.
This entire situation that Falcons had built up towards, that we're seeing right now, was cascaded by that hook earlier on by Maro, and now Luke is not having a good time.
It's a bloody hunt to lock Luke down, and Lotrick won't even commit a crossbow attack. He doesn't need to. Just backs away. Meanwhile, Niall in the bottom lane trying to chase Hulk down. Dashing forward, getting a good hit, but it's not enough to take the Joy.
2-0 trade in for the Falcons, and now they're actually leading in economy, 1.6 to their name, and the pressure is building. There were several moments when they went in for team fights, but Luke actually opted to go for side lane pressure instead. So I don't know if there's going to be an adjustment to his playstyle, or that's exactly the idea that they're going for. They're trying to wait for that late game, perhaps, to wait for a boy and Chidera to eventually dish out the damage that they were meant to deal. Maro, so annoying.
I think annoying is an understatement at this point, but look at Lotrick. If Franco is annoying, the 1-1 is, what's the word for more annoying? But he is. with just the split push pressure. That's the thing about Wanwan, right? The team can go for a fight. Maro, what the heck? An iron hook connecting onto the best possible target. He finds a boy, and Hook now is going to be caught. He's still able to evade despite the penalty zone connecting, and Falcons still come out on top. They take a tier 2 up top for free, and good night gets out. Jadera though with a flicker forward as well. Gets a good shutdown there. A good meltdown, I would say, aside, except not the shutdown.
And all the while, Lotric was just busy getting that tower in that top side, pushing it in favor of Falcons. It's going to be instantly traded back with his mid-side turret from GEEK Fam. But ultimately, Falcons still hold on to their dominance in the first 8 minutes of the game. We can already feel that Chidera is dealing the damage. You can see that he already has the golden staff as well, so a little bit more attack speed on his side. And finally, it's starting to show. Is it enough though? Is it... Can they push through? Maro has just been so impeccable on the hooks.
That's a feather airstrike, and that's enough damage. Wow.
Hero has been slain.
They took down Leo, melted him so fast. I guess that's the W for them in the mid game, right? Once they get that their item power spikes, a boy and Chidera, they're online, they're active now. They're starting to really melt down even the tankiest of frontliners, Leo, that fast.
And that's why I do believe that Mara was going to be that X factor before they even commit onto the team fight. Without any purifies on the side of GEEK, that's definitely something that they can go for. And there you go, Maro!
Another bloody hunt secures a kill, and Lotric is the one who picks up a killing spree. Not the target you want to be giving the kills away to. Team Falcon still holding on to the gold lead despite it being already a bit lower than it was before. As long as Lotric is able to keep this lead, it should still be Team Falcons who are able to walk out on top of these skirmishes. Maro again with an iron hook, baiting and bringing Luke back to the team. The penalty zone was used up a little bit in panic, and he was only able to find one. Not enough at all. And with Luke being that low, Falcons will just go straight for the Lord right now, super fast. Maro though, gonna be tied up, flickers out of the feather airstrike. It's a big resource burned out for GEEK Fam.
And it's so unfortunate, but wait a minute, Maro goes in again. Niall!
Look at the retribution, bloody hunt locks him down, and the crossbow tang there was ready. Lotric decides to hold it back, and it's a mega kill. 3,000 gold lead for the first runner-up of MPL, Mina.
The instant shift in economy. Earlier on, we mentioned from that 1.8, it turned to a 1.4, but Falcons are saying, no, all right, you want more? We'll give you more. Let's give you a 4K gold deficit. And we're seeing the disparity between the players from both of the teams. The carry, already with the corrosion scythe and the golden staff, is still waiting on that third item, being that DHS. If and only if they're able to get that momentum down, then the damage should be enough to shred down. But the problem is, if Maro makes it a 4v5, without a boy, without Chidera, that's when the team fights start to go in favor of Falcons, who are now sitting at 5K.
In case you guys forgot, people watching back at home, the audience, if GEEK Fam lose here, they'll be knocked out. And again, it's Maro with an iron hook. This time to the front line. Hook diving deep. A boy forces a flick around. Hook chasing. And he finds a boy in the base. Now with the taunt, locking Maro down. Lotric able to get the crossbow tank. Ready on the Nile right now, but the hard guard is not in time. 3 for 0. 3 for 1. Just Hulk. What are the XP lane? What are the members? A cannon minion. Going to be used up by Team Falcons. Not enough to end the game. But Falcons have cracked GEEK Fam's base wide open.
Completely. In the top side, all it takes for is just a little push. Another forced error. Another amazing iron hook coming out from Maro. And that is why I was questioning why GEEK Fam didn't opt for a little bit more purifies. Sure, a boy has a little bit more damage maneuverability, especially that's the common combo that we like to see, right? Feather airstrike and the flicker gives it a little bit of more defense in sticky scenarios, but this is Maro's Franco we're talking about. This is a... There you go again! Maro!
An iron hook, a bloody hunt as well. The crossbow tag! Lotric! Now translating over to Chidera. Luke goes over the penalty zone, but Lotric's a bit too mobile. Maro! With another iron hook! And good night! Finds a penalty zone on the 3. Plays after plays, Team Falcons. The name and another! Maro is a monster!
This is what we were talking about all the way from the early game. We completely forgot to hype this train. Maro
What
on the
the heck?
Franco is a Franco that everyone has respected on the international scene. We saw it at M4. We're seeing it now. There's a reason why he was flown last minute here all the way to Indonesia from wherever he was, right? That's the reason. That's what we're seeing. The momentum that has been built by Falcons on the back of beautiful, beautiful pickoffs and opportunities from that iron hook.
The last time I saw an individual display of Franco prowess was also from a team with a very similar name, and it was a roamer as well. It was Team Falcon at M4 with Naomi. Now it's Team Falcons with Maro on the Franco.
Man, like you would expect that GEEK fam are ready to go. Oh no, Maro's coming.
The conceal play into the back, doesn't find the iron hook this time and gets caught instead. Hulk jumping back into the back line with a vengeance as well. A boy and Chidera still able to cat away, but the crossbow tang will be translated over. Two of the main frontliners have been taken out. Lotrick still chasing, Shield Unity onto the back as well. Not enough to take anyone down. Chidera now jumping out of the penalty zone, flickering out to safety. No many ways for Team Falcons for now, but they're looking for the Lord instead. They're not gonna try to bank on the end.
A boy and a Chidera, those are the only players from the side of GEEK Fam ID that are left. They have the damage, but they don't have the utility nor the sustain enough to be able to try and go for a contest over this. They're gonna let it go. They're gonna go for the defense instead. But Chidera, 1v1, Hulk? All right, it's fine. He gets out. That nearly was a disaster for GEEK Fam if they had to lose Chidera in the final moments before the Lord actually spawns for Team Falcons.
Usually on a Franco, you'd expect to find a moment. He's been finding all the moments. Every single iron hook, well maybe not every single one, not the last one, but most of the iron hooks have basically given Team Falcons an advantage. With a lockdown on top of a 1-1. We mentioned the combo earlier today. It was a Divine Judgment 1-1, but it wasn't as effective as it is here by Team Falcons.
7,300 gold lead already for Team Falcons. You can even see that Lotrick sitting at an 804 KDA, by the way, has already secured that. Oh no, Maro!
Another iron hook and a bloody hunt. It's a 4-man penalty zone by Luke, but it's not going to be enough right now as Lotrick just jumps into the bag and help from Good Night. It's a winner truncheon as well. GEEK Fam, the first runner-up of MPL Indonesia, have been bullied all the way. They've been knocked out of MPLi 2023 by Team Falcons.
Without Onyx ID here at MPL ID, this was the save and grace for Indonesia. This was the light for Indonesia. The lighthouse